And we are live.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. We are live streaming from home. Giandra and I are in the house. Thank you for all joining us. It is officially fight week. We got 2 fight weeks, Giandra. Two.
Yes, we do. It's some big and great ones at that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you are, you know what, I hope you guys, everyone that's on the chat, or if you're gonna rewatch this, make sure you guys set your alarms for 1:30 a.m. if you're gonna Pacific time, if you're gonna watch the full Stephen Fulton versus Inoue card tonight. That's in Japan, or actually tomorrow or in the morning. But if you're just looking for the main event, it's what, 5 o'clock in the morning for us Pacific?
Super,
Is that it?
super early. Super early.
You're like super early. But this is I know we're not going to be on here long, but this there has been a lot of drama in Japan. It's Fulton. I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock, but these hand wraps have, it's always been a topic of conversation with Gennady, Canelo. It's always a topic. It's a very ambiguous topic. I know we can't fully go into it, but if people don't know, Fulton did not like the way Inoue wrapped his hands. It's allegedly, quote unquote, stacking. Now, a lot of people's definitions for stacking are very different, but in Japan, it is allowed. Giandra, we saw the video. What did you think? What did you see? And we did talk to some trainers. You talked to trainers. What is your perspective on this?
The sad part about it is when you're in another jurisdiction or commission, you have to abide by the rules, and they don't have a problem with it over there. Across the U.S., there's some states that allow it, but the general sentiment, just from the trainers that I talk to and other people, they do identify it as stacking. They do see that it's a problem. When the gauze gets wet with the tape, it forms a type of cast, and it gives the fighter an unfair advantage, they say. I don't want to get hit in the face with somebody with their hands wrapped, let alone with a glove, let alone with stacking or any of those things. But the unfortunate part of it is you're in Japan. These are the rules. You agreed to the fight. And if they didn't know the rules before they got there, that's sad to say, but the fight is on and they agreed to that.
It is true. I've seen a lot of people say that if Fulton's team did not know the rules going into a different country, because as we know, even here in the States, everything is different. Different states have different rules. Crazy enough, the commission, one will allow one thing, the other one will not allow the other thing. And we know New York City is probably the toughest state out of all 50 states to sanction anything. So it's boxing. If you're going to go put your life on the line, you better know the ins and out of everything that you're going to go into before signing a contract. Mm-hmm. I mean, people have said Inoue has fought everywhere. It's true. He's fought here in California when he made his U.S. debut. He's fought, obviously, in Japan. He's fought several times. So he said it's nothing new. Nonito even said, if he gets to do it, then I get to do it. So I don't know if Fulton is going to wrap the same way. But as when I spoke to Abel Sanchez, he said, if he does do it that way, it could be foreign to him. It can possibly make his hands heavier. Does it make you strong? We don't know that because we've never wrapped. So we can't really say, will his power be 10 times harder? But it is a mind game, because if you're trying something new out for the very first time, you're not used to it. What did Breadman say?
Before we go deeper down the rabbit hole like this, how you doing? I feel like we jumped right in. Kids, we're still playing with StreamYard and we're trying to learn it. We're so used to hearing our boo, bing, that gives us the get up and go. So hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Cynthia, how you doing? Are you excited for fight week? For all these good fights?
I am. You know what? I am. I mean, I just got out of the gym. I'm a sweaty hot mess. But you know what? Anytime I get to see you and then we get to talk about boxing, it's it's a labor of love, and a stinky labor of love. But just to know tonight, the buildup of just Spence Crawford, but even the Fulton and Inoue fight, little did we know all of this drama was going to happen. But the fight better happen. I mean, if they don't, then that's not that's on them. It's a contract issue. I mean, all these dramas, but the Spence Crawford fight, I'm really excited because, as you know, I was in the gyms yesterday or last week, and it's just the buildup is there. You know what? We've done a lot of media workouts. I don't think I've ever in my life seen a Spence and Crawford do a full workout the way they were drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
So was the media, by the way. It was hot as balls here. It was actually cooler outside than in the gyms, by the way. And it's 118, 120 degrees here. So, but they were really, really cordial with the media. They were happy. They're just excited. Even the trainers had stuff to say. But I can't wait because I don't know who's going to win this fight. I really don't. I go back and forth, but I can feel the energy plus the heat. I'm not very happy about going different places for media and for where we have to cover stuff. So I don't know. Patent leather pants. I don't know.
Ain't gonna happen. It's not going to happen. But yeah, we're going to deep dive more into that. So shifting back to talking about this Fulton Inoue fight that's taking place, I still am getting tricky. You know what's crazy about this to me, or what's interesting about this to me, is I never think to put Japan and drama in the same sentence, especially when it comes to organized sports.
Yeah.
So now continuing on that, the latest development that I saw today, there was a video circulating from them after the weigh-in where they were examining the gloves, and Fulton's team is saying that they handed them some gloves that were opened and were taped back. They weren't like sealed gloves. You're supposed to, it's almost like buying some food and the food was already open. Like, what the hell kind of, with that. So, what do you think about that? Like games play, what's really going on in Japan?
I mean, it is kind of weird that the bag was open and sealed up, but I don't know if it's a games play, but I'm not sure because usually they are locked, like they are sealed. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't know why I don't know if Fulton's going to be using winning gloves. I'm not sure. I didn't get to really fully see everything, but I did see that they were, it's now glove gate again. It's hand wrap gate and now it's glove gate. But just like Inoue said, you know what, just suck it up, fight. Honestly, personally, my personal opinion, hand wraps are not, I'm not going to say loaded gloves because they never said the gloves were loaded, but hand wraps are not. Inoue is still a powerful, destructive puncher. So if he was able to do that in California, and California does not allow stacking, dude has power. So we'll just have to find out. I don't know, but it is a games play. Japan is actually one of the strictest countries. I mean, if you get caught roiding, look at Luis, what's his name? Not Nettie. Yeah, Nettie. Remember, he was a couple pounds over and he got caught. He's banned from Japan. So that's one of the toughest countries. So I'm not sure. I don't know. It's just the drama. I want to say the drama in Saitama, but it's not in Saitama. It's in Tokyo, Japan. So we're going to see how this goes. I want it in the chat right now. Hi guys. Hi Jesus. I see Fulton, split decision, and Crawford split decision. Fulton payday may never happen. Yeah. Someone said if Fulton's team has a problem with it, then have the promoters, that would be AKA PBC, put up the money and move that fight to America to make it a fair fight if they're having so many problems to Japan. But you see in Japan, the way they do their PR, they are everywhere. Subways, I mean, they are everywhere. So it's a big money fight. The belts are on the line for Inoue. If he does this, I mean, he's already punching his way through the Hall of Fame. What is he? He's oh wait, that's not my notes on this one. I forgot how many divisions. I think he's already undisputed in the former division. He's moving up in weight. Fulton has the advantage in weight because he's a true super band. Wait, what's his weight on this one? Super bantam. Hold on, let me get my notes on this one. Yeah, and he has 88% ratio. So he's a 3-division world champion, and he's the monster. There's a reason why he's called the monster. Cool boy. We're going to see if I want to see if Fulton will be able to take Monster's power, because Fulton has a chin, but Monster is a different kind of breed.
What I'm waiting to see in the aftermath, obviously, this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be exciting. I think Fulton has a I think the clear size advantage. What I want to know is after this, what kind of precedent is this going to set for negotiations for a fight? You know, if we're fighting we've been speaking to people and they said Texas allows a form of stacking and other places do here within the United States. So is that even something you can negotiate in order to make the fight happen? If you're fighting in Texas, can you say, okay, we'll fight in Texas, but you cannot wrap your hands this way? So it's going to see what kind of precedent this is going to set.
I think it's very funny because you know how every state is very different. It's up to like when I interviewed Marvin Simodio, he said he grew up in the Philippines, went professional in the Philippines, and he said that in Asia it depends on the commission. So for the Nonito and Inoue fight, it was a negotiation. It was like, well, if they do it here, then he can do it too. So like that's what they're saying. If Fulton's complaining, he can do the same exact thing. He doesn't have to. But for states here, maybe they can. It's so ambiguous. When I was looking at all the different rules for different states, some doesn't even add anything. Like some, they say there's no tape, it has to be below the skin an inch. Obviously not the knuckles. You can put tape, then gauze, and it's the wording. So if hypothetically, if Texas says they can stack, but if someone says, well, I don't want to stack because that's a cast, maybe it is a point that they discuss when they're negotiating. But if they don't agree to it, then don't fight in Texas. You have every right to say, I'm not fighting, because if you're afraid for your life, that's fine. Then the payday is gone, and maybe Texas is the only one that will allow them to fight, because certain states are very, very strict in certain things that won't allow it. But it's really, boxing is a business, so it's all based on negotiations. So if you don't know those rules and terms up front, shame on you. That's your fault. Your manager, all of you guys should know beforehand before saying yes, especially in another country.
Yeah, this is going to be eye-opening. We encourage anybody who's watching the stream to go and check out our video that we posted yesterday that has reactions from Stephen Breadman Edwards, from Buddy McGirt, Marvin Simodio, and Abel Sanchez, and get their thoughts on stacking. Abel Sanchez has been very vocal in the past about Canelo and the method that he wraps his hands. So we definitely, we've seen some people commenting that Floyd used to do something similar. I can't confirm or deny. These are just the comments that people are stating in the comment section, and let us know your thoughts. This will definitely set a precedent for negotiations, though, from here on further. I think a lot of boxers, and that's probably a great thing too, are going to educate themselves on what the rules are stacking from commission to commission. I see there's a lot of talking with Breadman today about the whole stacking issue. Shout out to us for talking to him first. The most recent tweet that I see from him, he's saying stacking is just a word, but people are getting too offended about gamesmanship. In Pennsylvania, you are not allowed to wrap in the tape gauze tape method. Fulton is from Pennsylvania. The bigger issue is why there isn't a universal rule, not a commission by commission interpretation. But until there's some type of governing body, universal governing body, we'll never get there. Honestly, where maybe it needs to come from the sanctioning bodies themselves. They're probably the only ones that have the auspices or the reach to even say anything, because if it's a W, say for example, and
they're supervising them rapping. No,
you've had some conversations about supervision with the hand wraps. What did you find out about that?
Well, I spoke with someone from the WBC, and they said to me that when they fought in Texas, that they said that stacking is not illegal. It is illegal, but I can't verify because I couldn't find the rules on this one. But I heard Bernardo Osuna say on the Top Rank telecast after the Kambosos fight that it is legal. So I don't know. Like I said, there's no definite rules. So it really depends, because that person was doing a stacking method and WBC said that is illegal. But then when I hear something like this, I would assume Top Rank is fact checking and maybe they found something that I didn't. So I can't say Texas is legal or not because I really don't know. I'm going based off what a supervisor said to me versus what I hear Bernardo Osuna, because I know he's not going to just say something out of his ass on the telecast.
Right.
So, you know, and it's just, it's one of those topics that we will just never know until it's clearly written that it says you are not allowed to put tape and then gauze. If those words are actually in their bylaws, then they have a say so of saying, look, it's in chapter this, blah 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 blah. But as of right now, it's very, very vague. The rules are very vague. But like you said, we're never going to get one of those governing bodies overall because it's boxing. Look at it's like even with judges' scorecards, which we're going to get to very soon. It's just things like that. I don't know.
Well, just so we're clear here at the Best Women's Boxing Show, you may not stack your hands if you come on our show. You got to just come. We bare knuckle over here. You can only fight bare knuckle with us.
Absolutely. So. My glasses are like, there we go.
I know, me too. I feel like my head is crooked. It's funny, you know, if you've ever used StreamYard, anybody who's watching, it's like the reverse of how you see yourself in the camera. So I feel like,
I'm like this. Like, I don't know. I get a new pair of glasses. Well, I ordered a new pair of glasses on Friday because obviously when you get older, your eyes get worse. And so, and these, you know, I hate it when the arms get loose. You can't fix them. So it's like, anyway, so on to the next topic. I know everyone in the chat, they say Fulton is better. This too big of a fight to lose. They said fight in Japan and rematch in Vegas or even in Fulton's backyard. Phil, I don't know if there's a rematch clause. I'm assuming there possibly will be because, you know, belts are always on the line. But this is a big payday for Fulton. This is the most I've seen of him in PR. He went to Japan. Yeah. Think about it. Think about that, guys. He's the champ going to another country, and he's getting more PR there than he's gotten here.
Yeah, they've been giving him a hero's welcome. When I saw the video from when he got there about a week ago, it just looked really exciting, and everyone was happy to see them. So I hate that it's kind of splintering off into this whole side show discussion because it is ultimately it's a fantastic fight. We want everybody to get up early with us. Hey Nancy, we want everybody to get up early with us. We're going to be up. I don't know about watching the whole card, but we will be up to watch the main event for sure. It's a great fight, and hopefully this won't be too much a distraction.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Maybe they say that Fulton's camp is pulling out all the stops. Yeah, and I get it. It's to, throw someone's mind off and like make them think about something else. And so maybe that whole glove thing with the tape, we don't know. But at the end of the day, it's up to them two in the ring, how they're going to be able to put their frustration out and how they're going to punish each other. What channel is the fight? It's on ESPN Plus.
On the Plus.
So you have to have the Plus to watch it. Yes. Let's see. I would do the same, and Hustle Man said, I would do the same, and we don't know exactly if the gloves Inoue picked was open after he chose them, and Fulton train recorded after. Yeah, we don't know, because remember, clips are, it's like a headline. You never know the full story, because Inoue could have possibly opened it, tried it, said, no, I don't want him, and then, but they should be all there.
They should book us. They should book us and fly us down there, and we'll film the whole thing for everybody. We'll film the whole thing. We'll do it.
Are we doing a live reaction for Fulton versus Inoue? I don't know.
Not on camera.
I got a baby. Yeah, I got a baby.
Not on camera, bros. No, we'll be on on X with everybody. We'll be on X.
We'll be Xing whatever. It sounds so retarded. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that word back. It sounds so stupid.
It's really, really asinine, and but we'll be up watching for sure, and we'll be on the formerly known as Bird app. So check us out there. Thanks, Hustle Man. The Bird.
Okay, well, Giandra, there another controversy. I did not see the fight live, but I did see you tweet. Please tell me what happened. I did watch it. I didn't watch it live. The Kambosos versus Hughes, or was it? Yeah, Kambosos versus Maxie Hughes. What did you see, along with a lot of people, versus the very few amount of people that agree with the score?
Watching the fight, George Kambosos to me looked a little flat, a little slow in the fight. Those two losses to Devin Haney have definitely taken their toll on him. This is his first time getting back in the ring to try to pull a win. It's clear that he is in the mix. The fact that the fight was, where was the fight? Oklahoma, wherever it was just was wild to me. But if they're getting a site fee over there or however that works, and more power to them. But in my opinion, Kambosos looked slow, a little bit flat-footed, and he definitely did not win that fight, in my opinion. I thought that Maxie Hughes came out and made a name for himself, and he really had Kambosos in retreat and was doing some great things. These scores were absolutely ridiculous. Okay, 114, 114. Okay, I'll give you that. 115, 113 if it had been for Maxie Hughes. Yeah, okay, absolutely. Keep it close. 117 to 111. The decision was so bad that the crowd on hand, they started to boo. They were not pleased with the reaction, and I couldn't agree with them more. In the post-fight press conference, Kambosos said, "We won the fight by many rounds." Okay, that's no discredit to Maxie Hughes. He had a couple good rounds. Okay, bro. But a couple good rounds doesn't win you the fight. We won the majority of the rounds. That's the reason we chose him. He was a hard test. I need to get grittier. He was moving a lot and wasn't engaging a lot, but that's the way he fights. Okay, George Kambosos, whatever. When you're in the ring and you're in the moment, you have a different perception. And even if he goes back and watches it and has a different idea, he's not going to say that. And then as far as Maxie Hughes post-fight, he said, "I'm absolutely devastated," who outlanded Kambosos 98-90. Nobody thought I was supposed to be in George's league. Tonight I came out and I showed that I should have had my hand raised. I don't want to take George's moment. I used my footwork. I made him miss and pay. I landed the cleaner shots. I don't want to sound like a sore loser, and I will watch and assess it, but everyone here now knows who Maxie Hughes is. I don't even like his response to that, because I agree that he definitely should have won the fight, but
Yeah,
it's almost like, hey, now everybody knows who I am. I would have been still on the microphone like, I won that shit. I won that shit. I wouldn't be okay with everybody knowing my name. He's going to get another fight date. But I mean, it's almost a Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor kind of situation.
thank you very much. It's like
That's what
he
it reminds
did
me of.
good. So hi, Gail. Oh, Gail's
Hey,
here.
Gail.
Thank you. No, it's true. So after reading Twitter, and I asked you, I go, what happened in the fight? And so when I did watch it. Basura, 117, 111. That is my favorite thing to say when the judges' scorecards are complete shit.
Garbage.
It's and it was a much closer fight, but yeah, George Kambosos did look flat-footed. There were times that he would throw, and then Maxie would come in and land. I felt bad, and I totally agree with you that his remark was too political. It was like, okay, now you know me. I'm here. I fought on ESPN Plus. I'm in the US. I'd be like, I want a rematch, because this is everyone, even Tim Bradley, just so many people. And I can say, and I get it that the Ukraine crowd are going to say that, but I'm going to back them up. It was. In this case, he needs to have a rematch. And then I saw, of course, Shakur. I love Shakur because even with Devin Haney, he's like, Lomachenko should be undisputed. Even with Kambosos, you lost that fight.
Never scared.
You should rematch Hughes. And it's very true. But I don't know. I guess what? So now he's the IBF title eliminator, Devin Haney. And I guess Devin is supposedly moving up to fight possibly Regis. So maybe that fight, if whoever fights and whoever wins is supposed to be lined up to fight Teofimo. And then Shakur, I don't know, but Kambosos, it was very different from seeing the Kambosos versus Teofimo to this kind of Kambosos. And I get it, a loss, when you come off a loss, a part of your soul is gone. There's that something about your fighting spirit is gone. And so for this one, I'm not going to say that he sucked. He didn't suck. He just, in my opinion, did not win that night. But he's not a terrible fighter. Absolutely. He's a good fighter. There's a reason why he's undisputed. He was the better man that night against Teofimo. But I honestly, I would just
Styles
give
make
that
fights.
rematch.
Styles
Styles
make
make
fights.
fights. Exactly. So, yeah, they
Look,
let's see.
look at how
Yeah,
convoluted this is now. So look at how convoluted. So we've got this whole Shakur. Maybe he's going to fight Kambosos. He would rather Lomachenko. Maybe. So you've got that cluster of lightweight, super lightweight things that you've got going on. Before we went on, Golden Boy announces they have signed O'Hara Davies, who is Rolly Romero's mandatory. So
yeah,
we've got Rolly talking to Tio, we got that going on. And then we still got Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. So we've got Shakur, we've got Kambosos, now we've got O'Hara Davies over on the
yeah,
Golden Boy side. Tio Fimo's probably going to move up, but this whole lightweight, super lightweight cluster is getting very, very interesting. I personally would prefer to see Shakur fight Lomachenko and maybe a Cambosa. I really want him to fight Devin Haney, but we know he's not going to get that fight right now. They'll want
yeah,
to build that fight up. But I would rather see Shakur fight Lomachenko than fight Cambosos. I favor
yeah.
Shakur in both of those fights, but of those two fights, I would much rather see him fight Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah, I agree. It's no secret that Devin Haney has to move up because it's not that he, well, maybe he doesn't want to fight Shakur right now. It's just he's big. They grow. They're boy, they're men, young
Yeah.
men. So for him to get to keep at that weight, it's like no bueno. So and we see what they look like on the scale. I'm like, I don't know what they're not eating, or just are they even taking a sip of water? No, but for health issues, yeah, I get it. But for our pleasure, I would love to see Shakur. But the next best thing would be Shakur versus Lomachenko, and I think that
I
could
love
happen.
that fight. I
I
love
mean
that fight.
that is like a very stylistically that would be a chess match, like
I love
literal
that fight.
chess match. I
Just their styles are incredible. Just
there,
like you said,
yeah.
so clean and techno. It's great. It's a great
And
fight.
they're not, I mean, Shakur is not a big guy. Like Devin is tall. Like he's
Mhm.
just bigger. And them two won't rehydrate up to something, out of their norm. And that one is that is really one of those fights that's a pick 'em fight. You just don't know what they're gonna do. But we saw what Loma did against Devin. A lot of people thought he did win against Devin Haney. And we saw a lot of the footage in the corner. So I don't know what Top Rank's next move is, but we shall see. Boxing is never boring. We're always gonna be
Never, never.
upset at what's gonna happen. You never know. During fight week, they'll be like, so and so's having a fight week. Come to the media workout. Please don't do it where it's at a gym where there's no parking because it is 108, 110 degrees.
Or air conditioning. Or air
Yeah, that's true.
conditioning.
It ain't happening. It ain't
Never
happening.
gonna happen.
Oh, we need Southside Janky. Nice name. We need Shakur versus Loma for vacant WBC and WBO. Devin needs to vacate and move up. He looks horrible fight week trying to make weight. Yeah, exactly. It's not because he doesn't want Shakur. And, people say Shakur will beat him. But for the sake of fighting, they have to move up. And like I said, Shakur is a growing man too. So he's just catching up with weight. There's these bugs. Oh yeah, what about Tank? I forgot about Tank. DW just reminded me.
Tank came out of jail with the big afro and everything, just looking super gangster. So we don't know. He's probably somewhere getting a haircut as we speak and still on. Is he still on house arrest? What's the deal with
No,
him?
apparently
Or
he's
is he good? Good.
I
He's
guess he's
good.
good,
Good.
good. Oh, there's bug. I just killed a bug. Ew. He's freaking little. Dude, like I said, these flies out or these little bugs, they're like, it's way too hot out here in Vegas. I'd find my ass and just put myself up in a corner so you can't kill me and just hibernate. Like, yo. Okay, and then
I don't know. Do you wait before we move on to the next topic? I don't know. Maybe the super lightweight thing. Maybe that's now becoming the glamour division. I mean, no disrespect, and we're going to segue into talking about Bud and Spence, of course, because that's going to be next up on the topic for us. But I don't know. These super lightweights, we got a lot of young guys in that division who can really carry the sport now and bring it forward. There's a lot of mixture of of things. Ooh, I'm looking at Twitter, y'all know I'm nosy. So I'm looking at Twitter while we're doing our broadcast since we opened up the show talking about Fulton and Inoue. And I see Evan Korn from Top Rank, who's their publicity person, says, it is in Japan because Fulton is getting one of the highest purses ever guaranteed to a sub featherweight fighter. And Inoue is a massive mainstream star in Japan. Money talks and the bag was biggest in Japan. And that's facts. That's facts. When you on the paper chase, you gotta go take your ass somewhere else. Hey, we're gonna talk about Crawford and Spence. Crawford went over to Scotland when he was fighting at 135, and he became the champ at 135. He was a road warrior too for a while, and history tends to reward the people who go on the road.
That's like Spence, his very first fight for the IBF title. He had to go overseas and knocked out Kell Brook. I think that's the one, broke his overall eye. So it's the depending on where it is. I mean, the money is big, and honestly, maybe it is a lot of talk. It is a lot of games play. It's a lot of mind fucks that it's going to be like, okay, I really want to know what's happening. Okay, Fulton's team is just making so much. There's a lot of talk and a lot of drama, and probably the Japanese are just like, why are you causing drama? There's nothing, but the money. People are like, okay, set your alarms. 1:30. We're watching this fight because now we want to see, will Inoue knock him out? Will Fulton, it's really, for people who don't know, a fight like this, and you can't get it unless you're waking up this early. This is now the casuals might be like, I want to see what this fight's all about. Who are these?
What is the drama
all about?
Monster?
Yeah. Like, will he really knock him out? Good PR, guys.
Shout out to Main Event Mark, who says Yandra the Afro was badass on Tank. He was looking like Tukey Smith coming out of San Quentin when he got out. And then also, let's see, Southside Janky, and I agree, that is a great name. WBA will elevate Tank to super champion. That would be great.
WBA be elevating everyone on top of all.
I feel like I could be a WBA champ at this point.
Right?
Don't ask me my weight class, but I figure I could be a WBA champion at this point. Y'all look cute in them glasses. Thank you, Jason. We try to protect our eyes and stuff.
I know. So, okay, we're gonna have to move on because the countdown is officially here. We have, if you're not in Vegas, you can always watch everything on live stream. But Spence Crawford, we're gonna finally find out who is the best fighter in the welterweight division as of right now. Finally, this fight is happening. It has come to fruition. I mean, I pray it won't happen. I won't believe it until I actually see them in the ring. So I pray. But Giandra, I worked last week in those hot gyms, and
you worked your ass off.
Yeah. And, credit to you. Giandra was the one that gave me those questions, because I always say, hey, Jay, what do you want me to ask? Just in case, because I didn't know if they were going to talk to the media. I didn't know they were going to, I didn't know. And when she said, ask Bomac Bomac and the team about which fight of Spence would you consider his best fight to show the Spence that they're going to be dealing with. And when he said none, because he's a media manufactured fighter, I was seriously thrown off, because he blamed my ass and he blamed everyone else. He blamed everyone. And it's funny because a lot of people, I mean, it has been, Twitter has been going off. The comments on that video, on that clip, some say yes, it's Bomac is on point, and some say no. You mean you're talking about Crawford's fighter, because he doesn't have a resume built like Spence. So it can go both ways. And I just found it very fascinating. I'm like, I got to do a follow-up, because I'm going to see Derek the following day. And I did the same thing, his response. And, Spence and Derek said, you know what? I don't like negativity. That's fine. That's the way he thinks. But Spence said, I take negativity and I use that as fuel. So we're going to see how bad he's going to punish Terrence. We're going to see how bad Terrence is going to punish Errol but I did ask Derek, I'm going to ask him the same question. What of Crawford's fight, which did you find, the best? And he said, you know what, honestly, Crawford is a great fighter. He's done a lot of things. So he had nothing but praise for him. So
in the midst of this whole resume discussion, who I wish we could bring in now, and if you see him during fight week, We could say it now. You could probably, somebody's probably already asked him. I would like to know what Sean Porter's overall thoughts would be about this whole resume discussion since he's fought them both. Like, does he feel offended, when they say, oh, he hasn't fought anyone, oh, he hasn't fought anyone? Like, how does he feel like that? Sean Porter's been a formidable competitor against both of them. I saw that he said on his show on the Porter Way podcast, shout out to them,
Yeah.
that he felt that he was a better fighter when he fought. No, he said he was a better fighter when he fought Crawford, but he had some better things when he fought Spence. Maybe it's the youth or the
Yeah.
energy or something like that. I'll have to go back and pull the clip.
To credit Spence, I mean, I credit what's his name, Porter. He did pretty well against a Spence fight. Like that fight stands out more than he fought Crawford. And funny enough, because when they said they asked Crawford, I don't know if they asked Spence, but I know that they mentioned that to Crawford about the resumes, and he goes, that Spence has, excuse me, that Crawford said that Porter has a better resume than both of them.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, Sean Porter never backed down from no challenges. Sean fought everybody.
Yeah, and so it's funny enough to hear that. I'm like, you know what? He's right, actually. I'm going to see him.
Sean has a terrific resume. Yeah, you know what? Like, what we on it? Let me pull Sean's puck. Yeah. I'm going to pull up his thing here. Let's look at who Sean Porter fought before he retired. Terrence Crawford, Sebastian Formella, Errol Spence Jr., Yordenis Ugas, Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, Andre Bertel, Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, Eric Bonet, Kell Brook, Paulie Malignaggi, Devin Alexander, Julio Diaz, Phil LoGreco, Julio Diaz again. I mean, Sean could kill this whole discussion either way. His resume is ridiculous compared to both of them.
And he is literally, I mean, the best person to ask. I mean, Ugas, well, he's only fought Spence. He never fought Crawford. But it's Spence, it's Porter he would be the person to listen to, honestly. But we'll see. I
would have booked him to put him on the desk. He would have been great.
Thank you very much. You never know.
On the main pay-per-view desk. I wish he would be on.
I wonder he could be. We don't know. I'll see when I see him, if he's in his like 10-piece suit. Then yeah, I bet you he's gonna wear pink, since he might give an homage to Barbie, since it's the Barbie theme. I don't know.
You know what? He's a girl dad. He might. Yeah. Girl, if Sean Porter pops out in an all-pink Barbie suit, I cannot with him. I can't take him seriously. And just on the flip side, to run through Crawford, you all know Crawford's resumes. Avanesian, Porter, Kell Brook, Kavalaskis, Amir Khan, Benavidez Jr., Jeff Horn, Julius Ndongo, Felix Diaz, John Molina Jr., Victor Postal, Hank Lundy, Deary John, Delorme, Beltran, Gamboa, Ricky Burns is who he went across the water to fight. I mean, I hate when people say either of them haven't fought anyone, because every challenge can be a tough challenge.
And he was undisputed. Crawford was undisputed before, so Spence can't say that. But you know what? It's not going to be like, well, belt for belt, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter at this point, because once they get in the ring, all of that goes out the window. It's what they're going to do. And who is it? Just DW said Crawford going to mess around, get KO'd round one, trying to match aggression with aggression.
Ooh, I don't know, because Crawford's a mean fighter. He's a really mean fighter. I think they both start kind of slow. I want to see what the first round's going to look like. Are they going to go just balls to the wall and just start just from the rip? Like, what is that first dance going to look like?
What's his name? Abel Sanchez, when I interviewed him the other day about the whole hand wrapping, I asked him about he told me Fulton, he's going to win against Inoue. That was very shocking, because he's a better boxer. He's taller ranger. And against Spence Crawford, he believes, what did I put? What was the prediction he gave me? I sent to you. I don't want to say the wrong prediction. I will tell you guys what he said to me before I screw up. And then Abel was like, I didn't say that to you. He said Spence decision. Spence by decision. It will be a very tactical fight.
Mm. Do you want to give
So
your official prediction for the fight now?
no,
Shall we? Shall we?
yeah,
No? We're going to
no,
wait?
I don't. I can't. I don't know because until it gets closer to fight week, I have to see them at their media workout. I want to see what they look like because Errol be looking a little skinny, like skinny, and Crawford looks
Mhm.
exactly the same.
Crawford looks
Exactly
the
the
same
same.
all. I've never
Yeah,
seen Crawford not look like that.
yeah.
Every single
So
time, whether he's wrestling his kids or he's climbing in the ring. He looks like that all the time. I'll probably drop my prediction in my stories at some point later in the week because unfortunately I will not be at the fight, which is a bummer. But I'll put my prediction in my story. So you'll have to follow either my Instagram or Best Women's Boxing Show, period, Instagram to see
period. Yeah,
official
you're gonna have
predictions.
DW Porter gonna catch on fire. He shows up in his Vegas 120-degree weather. I mean, he will. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Richard Huttonson. Hi, Giandra and Jay. How are you? What is your prediction for Spence? Do you think Errol car crash will play a part in the fight? Many things. So he did fight Ugas after the fight, and he looked like he never missed a step.
Never missed one. And Ugas, as we know, put it on Manny Pacquiao as well, and Manny Pacquiao's last fight. So it's hard to choose. I mean, obviously, Ugas is not Terrence Crawford, but you never, ever know.
You never know. And so that's why, like what we see right now during fight week or last week, it's different because, you know, they're there to show off and like really give the media something because they got to sell these pay-per-views. I don't know what this pay-per-view is going for, 85, 86. It's not
Hella.
cheap, but these guys are getting paid like 20 milli. So, you know, you want to donate to their fund. Y'all can donate to us too. But that's a hefty price. But you know what? This is the
Damn
fight.
good.
It really is worth it because this is a fight fans really wanted. Some casuals now know, you know, because of all the fan friendly, because it's not like a Tank Ryan where it's all Instagram and like, you know, social media type of people. These are people who really know who Crawford and Spence are. So
Yes.
I don't. It's at T-Mobile. It will be a
I
good
wonder if
fight.
Warren Buffett's coming.
That would be amazing. Honestly, I
He
mean,
goes to
imagine.
fights in
I mean,
Omaha.
if he does, where would he buy a ticket? It's not going to be the
He would
floor
have to
because he
sit.
doesn't spend money.
He should sit. Him and Jerry Jones should sit next to each other, and they should put me in between them. If I could get me a seat between Warren Buffett and Jerry Jones, I'd have to tell my bestie, look, we could take us a different girls trip if I can get this seat between these two. That'd be a whole worldwide global girls trip if I could
That's
pick
like a
it with these two.
nice little reverse Oreo cookie for you, girl.
A very, very affluent one. I would, if I was kicking it with them like that was their home girl, I would be showing up to the fights with furs on for real.
Yo. Oh,
Just
I would totally wear fur, but it's too hot. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus said there was no national TV at the workouts. No, there weren't. But if you did miss the workouts, you can go because I filmed it all and I broke it up in several different videos to show their movement. I mean, they were really working out. Sweat was flying all over the damn place. It was hot. It was hot as mother effing balls in there. Good Lord. Gail, oh my God, right. Don't drag us across town when we're busy during fight week. Uh-huh.
And you know they're going to
Gail
do.
knows.
You know they're going to do it. Somebody's going to show because as we know, we didn't even mention it. Sinisa Estrada's fighting on that Friday. So they're going to have y'all in the streets for real. Y'all going somewhere
she's
else.
putting up her belt. She's fighting Leonela Paula. She was a former IBF champion. She actually had the belt. She defended it 8 times and she lost it. But now Sinisa is defending her belt minimum weight. WBC and WBA minimum weight is the size of my finger. So, okay, I'm sorry. I saw it. If you guys have not seen it, whoever did the top rank picture of Sinisa, I'm going to just show it. I'm not going to, I didn't even know who this was.
I wish I knew how to put it on the screen.
Like Sinisa?
It doesn't look like her at all. I was going to say which one is her because I'm like, I don't know who that. I don't know what is Kiki Palmer saying? Sorry to the. I don't know who that is. Sorry to this girl. But yeah, Sinisa, I'm gonna text you and be like, girl, who is this on this poster?
Yeah, I think it was Hector, but I don't know. Nancy, if you're still on, if it was Hector, just say That don't look
Too
like
much
her.
airbrushing. Too much
Yeah.
airbrushing. She's already pretty. Too much airbrushing.
Richard, okay, we're gonna finish this off. Richard Hutchinson. Do you think women boxing will be as big as men's boxing? Also, do you think they will have gender neutral boxing and UFC? Ooh, those are like a whole other issue because boy, we can get into it. Women's
Yes.
boxing is on the rise.
Yes.
It's much more popular, and it's because the fights are there, the women are willing to fight, and we've seen women female knockouts. So oh, it
Mhm.
wasn't Hector. Okay, Nancy. I just had to ask.
Okay,
Did you
thank you,
see
Nancy.
Nancy? It was bad. So whoever it was,
Too
anyone
much
from Top Rank,
airbrushing.
yeah, it was like too much face tunes. It was something. But that's I don't know about the gender neutral. I personally, if, and this is for all sports, if you're identifying as something else, I believe you should have your own lane, because it's not fair if a male is going to go fight a female, if you know. But that's like that I can't just say in a 30-second answer, because that deserves its own show. Giandra, we'll have to touch on that, because
For
it's
sure.
it's a very controversial topic, and not just with boxing, it's for every sport. We've seen it. But
You can play. Maybe for like bowling, and then what's that shit where you throw the ball into the cornhole? Maybe for
cornhole,
those. Oh, and
yeah,
just
for
to wrap it
those.
up. Oh, wait, just to wrap it up for that card on the undercard, Isak Cruz and Giovanni Cabrera, the chief support to the main event. Jose Salas Reyes versus Ashton Palite. You know what?
Oh,
Box Rec
Acting
7
Palikte.
updated with Donito Donaire. Where is Donaire's fight in the
He's the
run?
co-main. Oh, I don't know. He was supposed to be the co-main, but I don't know. Maybe it could be a double co-main. But there's two Filipinos. Astin Palikte is going to be on there. Uh,
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay. I got Brooklyn to say mahal kita. Mahal kita means I love you in Tagalog. So he always says that to me.
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
get
so
him to say
cute.
that to you guys. So the growing buzz, and then a final rematch clause. There are rematch clauses, but it depends on how one wins. They said they
Yes.
might not take. If someone gets their ass beat,
No
maybe
need.
not. But you know what? Sometimes the money is there, but it just depends. And then yeah, so Giandra, I got a load of work this week. You will be on holiday,
I will
working,
be
drinking
doing
some
some of
wine.
this,
Uh-huh.
drinking
Yeah.
wine,
Trying to
and
watch the fight.
and yes, like yes, Nas, yeah, ooh, yes, Nas. That's what I'm gonna be doing this weekend.
Yeah, but they need to appreciate people who work with them. Are you talking about Top Rank? Help their careers, right, Sin? Who? I don't know. I don't know who y'all. I don't know which one that means, but
Text us,
um,
Nancy. Text us offline because we don't know.
yeah, Richard. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Joshua White, Canelo Charlo in our next live. That will be after fight week. Make sure you guys tune into all of the fight footage or the media
Yes,
footage for
go
Spence
watch it
Crawford.
now.
Yeah,
It's
watch it
really good.
now. Oh, yes. The gentleman on the Thompson card that is still in the hospital. Ed, I don't wait. What is his name? Eddie. I want to say his name right, because this gentleman, Eddie Valencia, he's been hospitalized since after, sadly, Thompson Boxing's final card after 25 years. And this is just a sad way to end their reign in boxing. We prayers out to Eddie and his family. We really hope you are recovering, because such a loss, if anything. I mean, this is just a loss for boxing. We don't like people in the hospital, period.
That's right.
We always want people, we love knockouts, we love to see bloody baths, but we also want to see them go home to their families safe. And that's all that matters. But remember, you guys, tune in to all of our footage on Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I uploaded. Giandra and I were just working the socials, just shooting, getting the interviews, our Bomac interview, our Derek interview. I even asked questions to Spence and Crawford. They even responded. All the footage that we put out. We appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, even comment, because we love the comments are really fun. Actually, I've been liking them all.
And this is a grown folks YouTube channel. We are not going to, as long as you're not being racist or like a pedophile, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Just no racist comments and no pedophilia and no like bestiality either.
Yeah, I'll be deleting that shit, and YouTube will probably know. Jesus, we don't know the news on Eddie. I haven't heard. So, but all I know is that he's still in the hospital. If we haven't heard anything more of if he's gotten better, we're not sure. So as just think of it, Nancy said, I spoke to his manager yesterday. They're hopeful and ask for prayers. So there you
amen.
go.
We're
Prayers.
gonna pray for
Yeah.
him.
Prayers up for Eddie. So on that note, Giandra, you have a fantastic week for your holiday. Blame Spence and Crawford. When I see them, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them that they did not listen to your special request. They moved the fight. It should have been last week. I get it.
I mean, it's in the middle of the summer. Folks are trying to vacation and stuff, folks trying to kick it a little bit. So, unfortunately, I won't be there, but the very capable hands of my twin brain will hold you guys down. Make sure you're following her Instagram, Cynthia Conti, and also her YouTube channel, The Real Fight Girl, our Best Women's Boxing Show YouTube channel. My Giandra Was Here YouTube channel. Follow all the shit.
Yeah, follow it. And then everything that I'll be doing, since I will be posting, I'm going to try to post a ton of stuff. It won't be in real time.
I'll help you, by the way, because on that Friday, I'll only be at going wine tasting. So yeah, just hit me up.
You'll be wine
My bestie gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, yeah, girl, this Cabernet is amazing.
And then I see on the upload, it'd be like, why does it look like gibberish?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. I love Chardonnay.
Wine tasting, you're supposed to spit in the bucket, right?
Spitter, not a swallower. And on that note, we'll be spitting and swallowing this week.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another live stream for the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I will see you guys next week. And you'll see us. We got to, who we're interviewing next? Shadeja Green.
Stay tuned.
I'm going to be talking to her about Clarissa, Marshall, and who's she going to fight. She's fighting on the Jake Paul card August 5th. So make sure you guys tune into that interview and, when that drops. All right, guys, I'm Cynthia Conte.
Giandra LaBeouf.
See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.